Hello, Williams residence. I'm doing swell. How are you? Oh, Mr. Williams? I don't think he's home right now. Honey? Mr. Williams? I'm sure he's at the office. He would have been out by now. Yes, let's talk about it now before he gets home. Since last night, I've had time to reflect, and I think I understand where she came from. Well, I don't think it's realistic to use a hairpin in that situation. I mean, by God, the way she mentioned the hair was atrocious. But when she described turning over and revealing a backstitch on the selvage edge, the talent! And to use a needle like that, you need a very steady hand. How would her husband not notice when just pricking a finger hurts so badly? Mr. Williams would be far too busy to notice. He's always holed up in that office of his. The club finally chose me. I have a few ideas in mind. I'm thinking of doing something more classic than Gwyneth. Speaking of, it seems Mr. Mann is home. Always love chatting with you. See you next week.
Who are you talking to?
Do you remember Mrs. Smith?
No. Am I supposed to?
She's with me in the knitting club. And now the book club. You've met her, I swear by it.
You have plenty of friends, dear. I can't keep track of them. What were you two talking about?
Just a silly little story. Why?
The way you were describing it didn't sound like one of your usual romance novels.
Were you listening in on our conversation? Anywho, you must be starving after a long day together.
I'm not hungry now. Why were you reading such curious things?
Curious? What do you think I was reading?
One of those vile murder books every man in the office is warning each other about. It poisons your womanly minds.
I wouldn't read anything like that.
Good to know, dear. I'm sorry for assuming.
It's all right.
Would you like to tell me about your club? I'm curious as to where you're spending your Wednesday nights.
You wouldn't want to be put to sleep right after work.
Please, I truly am curious.
Well, I guess. Every Wednesday, the housewives and I get together and we tell stories we heard throughout the week.
And whose story was this week?
Miss Gwyneth told a story about her tailoring her husband before his incident, of course.
How awful. I hope he's recovering.
She said he was in a coma, actually.
How unfortunate. And who's going this week?